Okay, yeah, sometimes a bit difficult to hold this camera, but so I went to the movies recently. It's not a habit, mm, but yeah, I like it so much now. I think I have seen 9 movies in January, and I don't remember the order in which I saw them, but yeah, well, I remember some. Well, I remember Charlie's Angels, and then I remember Bombshell. Um, I remember Bad Boys for Life. Of course, it's directors from my hometown, and Bad Boys for Life. And then, of Roman Polanski, J'accuse. Yeah, I was interested because that is of Emile Zola, um, and 1870, 80, 90, 1890. It's an interesting period in France, and so yeah, I liked that. Well, it's heavy, but how can I? Well, maybe switch it. So J'accuse. What else? And then, I saw The Farewell. Well, and sometimes I just choose a movie because I have to, because I'm waiting to buy the tickets and I'm too late to see the movie which I had planned to see. And then I choose another one, just wish, whatever. And so The Farewell, it's a Chinese movie, and it was good. I liked it. Um, and I find it funny the way Chinese talk about the West, um, because I have learned a lot about East and West recently. So um, and then another movie I saw was um, the something with Skywalker and Luke and all these guys. How do they call it? Star Wars. Yeah, the ninth movie. And I must have seen some more. So how can I forget? They were all so beautiful. Well, yesterday I saw something very weird. Um, Early birds or something. Yeah, that was very very strange, and I didn't plan for it, but most the theaters, they are really empty, and most of the movies yesterday, they were just like they have 200 seats and they sold two. So yesterday the early bird or prey or something with the Joker and Quinn, something, a woman called Quinn. Very strange, but that was for the first time, to my surprise. They had an event or something, and in a room with 500 seats, they had at least more than 100 sold. So that was a little bit more cozy. But we're all very young people, except a few older one. So, but okay. So, and what else movie? Let me think. I like movies. They give some ideas. In Bad Boys for Life, they even talk about the Zillion, the nightclub with gorgeous. Was fantastic there. So they remember it too. The directors, and I think you know them too. I've met them once in a shop in here nearby in the city center, and well, I talked to them about well the plague, and how people got scared of that 700 years ago. Wondered if you can make a movie about such a subject, but ah, last 2 weeks ago I found something more interesting. Um, so, of course, in Antwerp, half the population is well, like Muslim, or well, not half, but well, much. Uh, Even Bilal and Abdul, they are Muslim, and so I have so many Muslim friends. So, but I now just recently discovered something, and that was that at the end of the Roman, well, so I was looking for the year 1054, 1054, and that was the division between the Eastern Mediterranean and the Western Mediterranean Sea. One empire was Rome, of course gone, but still Christian in Germany with the Holy Emperor Charles the Great. And the other empire was Constantinople, constantly shrinking. It's actual Istanbul. It was constantly shrinking. You have the Crusades because, yeah, everything was Muslim already. So they just had Turkey. And then even in 1453, even Constantinople fell, so they had nothing left. It was all Muslim, Ottoman Empire. So, but those times, what was the division about? Well, and it was not something which just happened in 1054. It was already a long time that there were problems. But in 1054, Pope Leo, he was angry because in southern Italy, Naples and those regions, there were still churches doing so the 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 mass, the Christmas, well the praying in the church, they did it in Constantinople style, and he wanted them, the Pope in Rome, to do it in the style of well, Western, well, Mediterranean and France and Germany, even Norway. They were all Christianized, but they wanted a Jesus of flesh and blood. And even today, in my Catholic church, we always talk especially about Jesus in flesh and blood. And apparently, those Eastern Roman emperors and patriarchs in Orthodox Christianity, they don't accept a Jesus in flesh and blood. It's more like a ghost. He is not material. And so, and that's even, yeah, Muslims, of course, they just have Allah. They don't have three persons. They don't have the Holy Spirit. They don't have Jesus, certainly. And we have God, we have the Holy Spirit, and we have Jesus. But I think the Vikings, they wanted someone in flesh and blood, not just a spirit. Yeah, something in flesh and blood. I remember when a Thai person told me, "Oh, you had the communion with the children." Oh, the communion, yeah, yeah. In Buddhism, we don't have a god. Buddha was just a person, and he gave some life rules, but they were not. Well, he is not God. There is no heaven. Well, Buddha was just a person, and Jesus is also just a person. And I think that was more adapted to concrete philosophy of, well, people coming from Northern Europe and mixing with the Mediterranean basin, who came more from Egypt and the pyramids, and they had these ideas of a world of concepts, a world of ideas to be the real truth, the concept, the idea to be the real truth. In a material world, well, it's just some part of the universe. But the truth, and that's why heaven is eternal, because in ancient Greece, 500 before Christ, they really, well, wanted that world of ideas of perfection, which humans can't understand, but which is there. Look how perfect the temples are. So, and they wanted those things in the universe to be eternal, eternal and perfect. And well, there were some Greeks who thought that the universe is not eternal, because if you cut an apple, there will be, if you cut it into pieces, it will come to an end. And that's what they called, 500 before Christ, atoms. Of course, they had no idea about atoms, that came much, much later. But so today we think about atoms. And also 2 days ago, I discovered that in the reasoning of, well, if you go back to even the Catholic Church, the soul of things. And the soul of things, it goes back to the idea of Plotinus, that on one side you have the perfect, eternal, divine situation. He didn't call it divine, but the world of idea in 270 after Christ. And then you have the world of, well, you have spheres. And the closest sphere is the world of ideas. And then you have the soul, the sphere of the soul, and then the sphere of the material world. And so that's how Plotinus explained. And then, of course, Augustinus, he in 400 after Christ, he made it to heaven and all those things. But so things had the spirit. You had the material and you had the spirit. And you had the perfect world, eternal. And so the spirit helped things to go towards their aim, the perfect aim, the perfection, and to aim towards that, to like water goes to the ocean. But in ancient Greece, you also had philosophers who said you can't bathe twice in the same stream, saying everything changes all the time. There is no eternal, there is no perfection, and there is just evolution, and yeah, everything changes all the time, and you can't bathe twice in the same stream. And happiness, the contrast is sadness. And so if you're always happy, no, yin yang more. There is thing and the reverse thing. And so things are in balance. Try to be in balance. That's much more Asian probably. And so, but yeah, we didn't want those Greeks. We wanted Plato, Aristoteles, Plotinus, Augustinus. And so, yeah, then of course we got the atoms back with the modern science, and we lost all the soul of things. We lost the soul, and the good intentions and to be kind to each other. We lost so much because, yeah, it's just atoms and chemistry. No, we like some soul, some spirit, and yeah. It's 14 minutes. My time is up, but yeah.